My next topic is all about soil. What is soil? Soil is the loose upper layer of the earth's surface where plants grow. Soil consists of a mixed organic material, decayed plants and animals, and broken bits of rocks and minerals. So soil is the loose surface material that covers most land. It consists of inorganic particles and organic matter. Soil provides the structural support to plants used in agriculture and is also their source of water and nutrients. Soils vary greatly in their chemical and physical properties. So, how is soil formed? Soil is formed over a long period of time by a number of factors. It can take up of 1,000 years for just an inch of soil to form. Beside time, other factors that help soil to form include living organisms. This includes organisms such as plants, fungi, animals, and bacteria. So, an organisms referred to a living thing that has organized structure, can react to stimuli, reproduce, grow, adapt, and maintain homeostasis. So, an organisms would therefore be any animal, plant, fungus, protist, bacterium, or archaeon on Earth. These organisms may be classified in various ways. Topography. This is the relief of or slope of the surface of land where the soil is forming. So, topography refers to the steepness or landscape's position and surface shape of a section of land the clay soil has developed from weathering or of mudstone. So, mudstone, it means it has been raised up by tectonic movement. Topography, this is the relief or slope of the surface of land where the soil is forming. Climate, the overall climate and weather where the soil is forming. So, climate refers to the temperature of and moisture conditions of an area over time. So, climate is the typical pattern of the area over the long term, but weather is the actual daily condition. Of interest, climate is one of the five soil forming factors and has a significant influence on the properties of soil. Parent material. So the parent material is the minerals and rocks that are slowly disintegrating to form the soil. So parent material is the geologic material from which soil horizons form. There are seven variations of parent material. So those are weathered bedrock, till, outwash deposit, Julian sand, loess, alluvium, and local overwash. So why is soil important? At first you may think of soil as just dirt, something you want to get rid of. However, soil plays a very important role in supporting life on earth. So for me, soil is our life support system. Soils provide anchorage for roots, hold water and nutrients. Soils are home to myriad microorganisms that fix nitrogen and decompose organic matter and armies of microscopic animals as well as earthworms and termites. We build on soil as well as with it and in it. Plants. Many plants need soil to grow. Plants use soil not only for nutrients but also as a way to anchor themselves into the ground using their roots. So plants living in a soil continually add organic matter in the form of roots and debris. The composition of this organic matter by microbial activity releases nutrients for the growth of other plants. The organic matter content of the soil depends on the rates of organic matter addition and decomposition. Next, atmosphere. Soil impacts our atmosphere releasing gases such as carbon dioxide into the air. So atmosphere soil air constantly moves from the soil pores into the atmosphere and from the atmosphere disappear into the pore space. Soil air and atmospheric air differ in the compositions. Soil air contains a much greater proportion of carbon dioxide and a lesser amount of oxygen than atmospheric air. Next, living organisms. Many animals, fungi, and bacteria rely on soil as a place to live. So, living organisms present in soil include archaea, bacteria, actinomycetes, fungi, algae, protozoa, and wide variety of larger soil fauna including springtails, mites, nematodes, earthworms, ants, and insects that spend all or part of their life underground, even larger organisms such as burrowing rodents. Nutrient cycle. Soil plays an important role in cycling nutrients including the carbon and nitrogen cycles. Water. It is the soil helps to filter and clean our water. So the nutrient cycle is a system where energy and matter are transferred between living organisms and non-living parts of the environment. This occurs as animals and plants consume nutrients found in the soil, and these nutrients are then released back into the environment via death and decomposition. Next, properties of soil. Soil is often described using several characteristics including texture, structure, density, temperature, color, consistency, and porosity. One of the most important properties of soil is the texture. Texture is a measure of whether the soil is more like sand, silt, or clay. The more like sand a soil is, less water it can hold. On the other hand, the more likely a clay a soil is, the more water it can hold. So the physical properties of soil include color, texture, structure, porosity, density, consistency, aggregate, stability, and temperature. So these properties affect processes such as infiltration, erosion, nutrient cycling, and biologic activity. Soil horizons. Soil is made up of many layers. These layers are often called horizons. Depending on the type of soil, there are maybe several layers. There are three main horizons called A, B, and C, which are present in all soil. So, soil horizons are layers within a soil profile that are parallel to the soil surface. Soil horizons are characterized by difference in color, texture, structure, consistency, and coatings. Soil horizons are designated letter codes in order to identify the type of horizon. So the topsoil is designated as horizon A. Next, organic. The organic layer, also called the humus layer, is a thick layer of plant remains such as leaves and twigs. Organic, one way that may be easier to think about it is to substitute the word organic for the word living. Organic soil is a soil that is created by the decomposition of plants and animal materials to create a nutrient and mineral rich mini ecosystem with microorganisms that feed and breathe life back into the soil. Topsoil. Topsoil is considered the A horizon. It is a fairly thin layer, 5 to 10 inches thick, composed of organic matter and minerals. This layer is the primary layer where plants and organisms live. So the topsoil is defined by the top 2 to 7 inches of soil that has the greatest organic matter, content, and microorganisms. Organic matter is what is left after plant roots, stems, and leaves decompose. So the topsoil is made up of carbon and nitrogen, microbes, and larger creatures such as worms, beetles, and other insects. Next, subsoil. Subsoil is considered the B horizon. This layer is made primarily of clay, iron, and organic matter which accumulated through a process called eluviation. So subsoil is the layer or stratum or soil immediately underneath the surface topsoil. It is the weathered soil layer extending between the natural topsoil and the unweathered basal layer, geological parent material below, or similar material on which topsoil can be spread. Parent material. The parent material layer is considered the sea horizon. This layer is called the parent material because the upper layers develop from this layer. It is made up mostly of large rocks. So parent material is the geologic material from which soil horizons form. There are 7 variations of parent material: weathered, bedrock, till, outwash, deposit, Aeolian sand, loess, alluvium, and local overwash. So the last is bedrock. The bottom of the layer is several feet below the surface. The bedrock is made up of a large solid mass of rock. So bedrock is the hard, solid rock beneath surface materials such as soil and gravel. Bedrock also underlies sand and other sediments of the ocean floor. Bedrock is consolidated rock, meaning it is solid and tightly bound. Overlying material is the often unconsolidated rock, which is made up of loose particles. So thank you for listening once again. Um, I'm Micaela Arnisi Busanya, and thank you for listening.